think in this entire exercise of COVID shutdown, the curfew, um, what has really become very visible to all people, of course, they knew about the labor content in the cities, but the graphic, sights of people walking home have really touched, I think, many people, not, I'm saying the government, but really the middle classes who feel and understand how much more privileged they are. And how is it that we could really tap into this understanding to create a different scenario of development, I think is a very big challenge within us. The world and the Indian government also, before the COVID scenario, out a major part of the urban, the population being in urban areas rather than rural areas, and really a shift in the whole world scenario in that way. But can we build cities with this kind of vulnerability that we have seen, which is propping up our cities? So we really need to look at human rights in the whole perspective of the post-COVID, where we are now talking about going local. So why did all these migrants choose to walk home, which is nobody has ever has focused on these aspects. Uh, it's amazing to see the resilience that there is in our population, where instead of standing together and fighting for the rights where they work, they choose this arduous journey to go back home with the women, the little children, to embark, the amount of courage they have to embark on this journey. This is absolutely amazing, the human spirit that is seen behind, of survival that is seen behind all these people. Now, obviously they are so unorganized and vulnerable in the cities that they see no other option. There is no one that they see could come to their help. The government, of course, is too far distant from their lives. And now, the whole idea of what is a home, the home, even if they have lived and worked maybe for 15-20 years in the cities, the home remains the homestead in the villages. Now that we are talking about local, and the government is also now talking about local, we need to understand, redraw, and keep before us what is going to be meant by this local. I know that the government is trying to focus a lot on the MSME. Now, whatever sounds very very colorful or very good in terms of long-term policies by the government, we still have to see how they're going to be implemented, because most of the difficulty comes between translating the policies into reality. For example, now they're going to focus all this money through NABARD having its limited capacities, and also deciding on certain issues like making one particular MSME, growing one particular kind of trade in one district is what they have thought of as a local way of going about doing things. Now, this means that one trade in one district. So then where is the local part of what we are talking about, whereas through the people-centric thought, the district is the whole world, where you have to implement various kinds of things so that a local economy can develop in that particular area, which is self-reliant in itself. So, yeah,
Any point extra?
yeah, I just want to say that in the COVID scenario, everything is immediate, and yet we see no immediate reliefs anywhere. There is so my whole issue is about the vulnerability of the migrants is really, though, being understood, not being taken into cognizance. So how is it that we can raise our voice to be able to take the pain into cognizance and force immediate action,
Okay.
even over the next 1 month?
Thank you. So some kind of immediate actions are required, but we need to also understand this government is very different. I don't know, probably food for thought. Anywhere in the world, is there an experiment with the fascist government we can change their agenda by the democratic norms? I do not know.